Good afternoon, dear students in grade 9. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Welcome to our English seminar for today, in which we are going to talk about Unit 3 and Unit 4. Before I start my seminar, let me first welcome my colleagues who are going to participate me in this seminar for today. Mr. Qutayba Shahoud, from an English teacher from Tartus City Directorate. Good afternoon, Mr. Qutayba.
Good afternoon, Ms.
Ms. Najla Dubaisi, an English teacher from Damascus countryside. Good afternoon, Ms. Najla. You are welcome for today.
Thank
you for being with us in order to discuss and speak about Unit 3 and Unit 4 to our students, and I hope that we give them useful information. Dear students, in Unit 3 and Unit 4, you know that it talks about countries around the world. Before speaking about the topics in these units, before talking about many skills in them, I hope we have time to talk about them. Let me first start with the grammar, which is stated in Unit 3. You know that Unit 3 speaks about reported speech. What do we mean by reported speech? How do we change the sentence from an active sentence into a reported one? What are the things that we change? Do we change the verb? Is it the subject? So let's start with the reported speech, and would you please, Ms. Najla, speak and tell us about the reported speech, which is in Unit 3 for our students.
Yes. Thank you. Good evening for everyone. Now today we are going to start talking about reported speech, which we use to report what somebody says to another one. So we have some changes, we have some cases we are going to cover in this seminar.
Thank you very much. And would you please give us examples in order to clarify the point?
Yes, of course. I'm going to clarify this explanation by some sentences.
So let's use the laptop. Sorry for interrupting you. Let us use the laptop, please. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes, Ms. Najla.
So reported speech we use to form the reported speech by using said or told to report what someone said to someone else.
Okay? That's right.
Example, Salma, if Salma said, I want to go skiing this winter. So Salma told Ali, I heard Salma what she said, and I want to report what she had told Ali, that she wanted to go skiing this winter. Here we have the verb or the tense in the first sentence, want, it is simple present. Would you please notice with us that we changed the simple present into simple past. So we got a back step in the tense. Also we have here she instead of I, because the speaker here is feminine, she, Salma. This is in the first sentence. Also notice that this changed into that. Okay, so we have some changes in the pronouns, in the verb, and in some words as adverbs.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you say that when we report what someone said to another one, we use these words, they said and told. Then we have changes after these two words. We look at the verb of the sentence, the pronouns, and we are going to clarify these things in our session.
Yes, of course, that is optional, as we said, that is optional. We can use it and we can omit it.
Yes.
Another example, Salma said that she wanted to go skiing that winter, or she said she wanted to go. So we can use that or omit it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, according to this, let's continue with the reported speech.
Yes.
Mr. Yes, please.
Yes. When we report what people say, we use a reporting verb, which is asked, told us, okay, to make changes to the speaker's actual words. Actual words or direct speech. Example, when I say, my parents spend every day of their lives together. So I will change it into reported speech. I will say, he said that. This is the the reported speech verb. His parents spend every day of their lives together.
Thank you very much. This sentence, the statement sentence, where the actual words or the direct speech,
Yes.
my parents spend every day of their lives together. So this is the speaker. The speaker is speaking directly,
Yes.
and we want
About
to report
himself,
his.
yes.
He speaks about himself. We want to report what
he said.
we say. He said,
Yes.
as he said, and you say that is optional. We can say he said his parents, or we say he said that his parents
Yes, exactly.
spend every day of their life together, and here we change it from an actual word into reported
words.
words. Thank you very much, Ms. Najla. And let's continue speaking about the reported speech with Mr. Qutayba, if you please.
Yes, of course. First of all, the students at homes who are watching us, thank you very much, and I hope the benefit for you all. Today we are going to talk about reported speech, and in the reported speech we have to notice three main changes that could happen to a sentence. First one, that tense of the sentence, when we use said or told, we have to get it back one step behind. Okay, this is for the tense. And pronouns or possessive adjectives also have the same. Of course, since we changed it the subject of the sentence, so we have to change all the related pronouns to it. Third of all, time and place references. Of course, since we are speaking in one time, then we narrating or we report the sentences in a different time, so we have to change the references that we use.
Yeah, right. So we have changes which include the tense, which include the subject, the pronouns, the time and the place reference.
Adverbs.
That's right. Thank you.
And for example, we will say you said or told to report what someone said, or as my colleague Najla said, to report what someone said or to someone else. For example, Samira, Ali, I'm sorry about what happened. So we can say Samira told Ali that, and we repeat that is optional. Samira told Ali that she was sorry about what had happened. So the change in the tense is obvious. We can say has changed into was, and happened changed into had happened. Or we can use the same but with different narrating verb as said, or said to Ali, it's optional also, that she was sorry about what had happened. So we can use either said or told, but we should clarify this for our students that told needs an object. Otherwise, said it's not a set to use an object. Or we say said to an object, to Ali, for example.
Yes, say to someone, told someone something. So when we use told and we use said, we put in mind that we are reporting. So we use the told and said in order to report the sentences, the statements into reported.
Yes.
Would you please, Ms. Najla, add?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Now I'm going to explain something grammatical changes, okay, about the tense. I mean the tense. How can we deal with different tenses when I change into reported speech?
Sorry, Ms. Najla, we have a phone call from a
Yes.
student.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can I ask you a question, please?
Yes, what's your name?
My name is Iyad.
Hello, Iyad. How are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. What grade are you in, Iyad?
I'm in the 9th grade.
Oh, thank you. You have question. Do you have exams these days?
Would you tell me the answer of exercise 3? It's in page 16 in the activity book.
Yes, of course. You are welcome, Iyad. Would you please repeat what page?
Would you tell me the answer of the exercise 3, page 16 in the activity book?
Exercise 3, page 16 in
Yes.
the activity book. Yes.
Yes.
Would you please?
Yes. Hello, Ziad or Iyad? I don't know
Iyad,
if you're-
yes,
Iyad.
Iyad.
How are you?
Fine.
Okay, Iyad, thanks to join us, of course, firstly. Then exercise number 3, page 16. Look at the pictures. Yes, is it? Look at the pictures and write the weather words.
Are you sure that it's?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Iyad, would you please look with me? The first picture we have here, an arrow. It refers to the number 0. Okay. Yes. Now, when the temperature is 0, what do you think? In which case, in which weather we are? The number 0 refers to.
What's the weather like when the temperature is below? When it's very low.
It is very low. It reaches 0, so it is freezing. Okay. Yes. The second one, it is 10 degrees. 10 degrees means it is cool.
Yeah.
It is not hot. It is not warm. Also, it is cool. Now, the third one, as you can see in the background of the picture, it is foggy because it is not clear. Okay. The fourth one, as you can see here, we have the arrow refers to the number 100. Okay, 100. It means that it is the boiling degree.
Yeah, the boiling, I know.
Number 5, this sign refers to snow. This sign, you see it in the forecast, maybe in the weather forecast on the television. It is snowy. Okay.
Yeah.
The following one, 5 degrees. It means cold. Now, if it is 5 degrees outside, your mother asked you to put on jacket, okay, because it is cold outside.
It is cold outside.
Yes. The following one, Iyad, as you can see here, we have lightning, we have thunder maybe, so it is stormy. The number 8, the picture number 8, we have here some drops of water, drops of rain, okay, so it refers to the weather is rainy.
Yeah.
The following one, clouds, okay? I will form the adjective of cloud, cloudy. Please connect between them. Number 10, 17 degrees Celsius. 17 means it is warm.
Yeah,
it
warm.
is not hot. It is
not
warm.
not cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the last one, 30. Oh my God, what? It's 30. You
Oh,
feel,
hot.
yes, you feel badly. And it is hot. Okay? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Is it clear, Iyad? Is it clear? Yes.
I hope I could help you. Thank you for calling us. Yes, thank you.
And thank you, Ms. Najla, for answering our dear student to speak about, to describe, and to know about the temperature as well. Thank you very much. Would you please complete what you have just stated?
I will go back to talk about the grammatical changes in the reported speech, and each case, the first case, if the original sentence is in simple present, and here we have the verb in the we refer to it as verb 1. We add, of course, don't forget to add s when we have the subject he or she or it, and here we have I work in an office. Okay, we change the simple present into simple past. Ali said she worked in an office. Here we have the changes in pronouns and in tense. We changed the I into she because Alice is a girl, and we changed work into worked, okay, because it is from simple present into simple past.
Well, thank you, Ms.
Yes,
Najla. I would like
welcome.
to add something to our students.
Yes.
If the subject is he, Alice said he.
Yes.
If the subject is
he.
Is a male, yes,
yes,
is he,
man,
for example,
or,
a man,
yes,
or anybody
masculine,
else.
yes.
How should we complete? How should we, yes. I know that we are going to clarify these points
Yes,
later on, but I hope that our students who are following us now may have this question while
Yes.
talking about this sentence. That's why, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Sorry for the interruption. Yes, complete, please.
Don't mind this. Okay, simple past. Now, if the original sentence in simple past, so we change in the past perfect, and I would like also to, I would like you to notice that we changed into past perfect when the original sentence in simple past or in present perfect. So if the verb is in the past, verb 2.
Sorry again, there is a student who,
Okay.
there is a phone
Don't
call
mind this.
from someone. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I
afternoon.
can't hear you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hi.
Yes, what's your name, please?
My name is Roger.
Hello, Roger. How are you?
I'm fine, and you, Miss?
Fine, thank you. What grade
you.
are you in, Roger?
I'm grade 9.
Yes, you are welcome today. Do you have questions? Are you following
Thank you.
us?
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course you can.
Can I ask you about exercise 2, page 20?
Exercise 2, page 20. Of course,
Yeah.
you ask, and we are ready to answer all your questions. Well,
Thank you very
exercise
much.
2, you are welcome. Follow us,
Thank you.
please, and Mr. Qutayba is going to answer you.
Hello, Roger. How are you?
Okay. I'm fine, and you?
Hi, fine, thank you. So about this
Thank you.
this exercise talks about the use of to, not enough, and the words using adjectives. Okay, so we have a sentence which is made by it should be used an adjective in a way. Okay, so you have to practice the use of to or not enough. So I can't drive a car yet. I'm too young, and you should use old. So too young is excessive for young, so you're using I'm not old enough. So I'm too young, but not I'm not old enough. Okay, so they have the same meaning. They share the same meaning. Okay, so he's not old enough, but he's too young. Okay, so I don't like this building. It's not modern. We have to use old-fashioned. Okay, so we say it's too old-fashioned. Too old-fashioned. So it is too much old-fashioned for him. I prefer to live in a big city. This town is too small. So we have to use they aren't or this town is not big enough. When we use big as for not enough, okay, it is not big enough for him. Okay, understood, Roger?
Yeah.
Are you with us, Roger?
Yeah.
Are you with us? Yes, please. Are you following, Mr.
Is it okay? Is it okay till now?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, tamam. Thank you. You can get around quickly in this city. The pavements are not wide enough. So we say they are too narrow. Okay, they are too narrow. For sentences, these buildings are too dark. We say that these buildings aren't bright enough. Okay, they aren't bright enough.
You notice the use of the adjectives when we use to, and in our session we need to clarify these things if we have time to speak about these adjectives, how we use the to and enough, and I hope dear Roger follow us till the end because we are going to talk about all of these things
details.
and cover everything in Unit 3 and Unit 4. Sorry for the interruption. Yes, Mr.
Okay, for the last sentence, you can't see this view from here. The building is too low. So we say the building is not high enough. So the building is not high enough. Okay? So this is for exercise 2, page 20. Any further questions, dear Roger?
No, thank you.
You are so welcome.
You are welcome. Thank you. Study well. Well, would you please complete
So
what you have just said?
we were talking about the change when the original when the direct sentence is in simple past or present perfect, please turn it or change it into past perfect. The form of past perfect, I would like to remind you, is had with the third form of the verb. Now, example, Alice, I worked in the garden. Or if the sentence is I have worked. So would you please notice, dear students, if we have worked or have worked, it is the same change. I will turn them into had worked. So Alice said she had worked in the garden, or if it was a masculine or a man, he said Alice said or he said he had worked in the garden. The last one is present continuous, which the grammatical form is, am, or are with the verb added to ing. Alice, I am working in the garden. Alice said she was working in the garden. So here the change, we change the verb to be from is, am, or are into was and were, according, of course, to the subjects.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You clarified the things, and I hope, dear students, that you notice the change in the verb. When we change the verb, whether the simple present into simple past. The present continuous, we use the verb in the past continuous. The present continuous in the past continuous. The simple past also we change it when we have the reported into the past perfect, and we have to note to the use of the present perfect also is used into past perfect when we report this sentence. Now let's complete our session with Mr. Qutayba to talk in more details.
Thank you. After talking about tenses, we have to talk about pronouns. Pronouns actually is something for students to deal with. He had to change something in a sentence when he changed it from actual words into reported speech. Okay, so the pronouns, the pronoun subject used is I. So if it is a he or a she, so we have to change it. So I changed into he or the she according to the speaker. So I'm watching a movie. She said she was watching a movie. So, for example, if we change it into he said, so we say he said he was watching a movie. So sometimes we have to change the subject of the sentence. Another example is we, the pronoun we. We change we into they. So we visit the museum every summer. They said they visited the museum every summer. Notice, students, if we say he said, we keep on saying they. So we change it into they, no matter who is speaking or no matter who is the speaker. Okay? Always we change it into they. The object. The other pronouns are the object. The object has to follow the same rule as the subject. So when we say, I change it into he, so also me will change into him or her. Okay, for example, Sally gives me some money every morning. She said Sally gave her some money every morning. He said Sally gave him. Okay, so we notice when we change from he to she, we also change the object, pronoun object. Us also changes into them. Sally and John gave us some chocolate. They said Sally and John gave them some chocolate. Talking lastly about the possessive adjective of the pronouns, my will change also into his or her. For example, my mother cooks very well. She said her mother cooked very well. So my mother cooks very well. She said her mother cooked very well. So for example, we say he said his mother. Okay, so you have to always do the agreement. Okay, we can't say anything. Our changes into their. Our parents are taking us to the park. They said their parents were taking them to the park. This is about the pronouns.
Very much, Mr. Qutayba. You have clarified all these things, how to deal with the subject, the object, and the other. We have something else, Ms. Najla. We have to deal with the time and place reference. Yes, please.
Time and place references, which are also very important idea. We have to notice. Example, if I say, I will meet you here tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow means if that the speaker gives gives us an arrangement of time that he will meet somebody tomorrow. Okay, maybe the changing in the reported speech get after 10 days or 8 days, a week, for example, a month. Okay, so it doesn't suit no longer. It does no longer suit the time now. Okay, so we have to notice that we have some change to do in time and place adverbs or references. I will meet you here tomorrow. Now, in the reported speech, she said she would meet him there. So we changed here into there. The following day, also we changed tomorrow to the following day because it suits any time. Okay, the following day suits any time we need to refer to. Hani slept for 10 hours yesterday. Okay, now if I report this this sentence 10 days later, so it doesn't suit here yesterday, my dear students. So we say Hani said that he had slept for 10 hours the previous day. It means the day before speaking, okay, or meeting.
That's all about time and place reference. When we change the sentence from actual sentence statement, actual words into reported. So we have to pay attention to the subject, the object. Would you like to add something?
Yes, sometimes, as my colleague said, we have a time between the actual words and reported words. So sometimes it is weeks. So what time for me now, it difference when I report or when she reports my work.
Yes,
Of course,
exactly.
of course.
Sometimes it makes like some people get mistaken about timing, okay? So we have to use these time adverbials in other way to make it clear when reported.
Yes, that's right, to make it clear, and we hope that our students use this and put it in mind that when reporting a sentence, take care of every element of the sentence, everything in it, the time, the subject, the object, the verb, the references in it to change if the sentence needs to be changed. So we clarify the points about, I hope that we clarify these things about the reported speech, and you know that reported speech is an important grammar. I hope that we clarify the details in it. Well, you know that we have something else according to reported. We have the reported question. Reported question, we are also dealing about reporting something. Well, let's tell or add this information to our students that we have a reported question, not only reported speech. When we have a statement, we have
or statements.
Yes, we have question. So let's speak about reporting questions and the kinds of question for our students.
Yes.
Yes, please.
About reported questions, what we have to say to tell our students, don't consider them question anymore. Once they are reported, they are sentences. There are no further questions. Otherwise, the other one will understand them as you are questioning them, and this is wrong, okay? We are reporting a question, so we are changing the question into a sentence. This is very important for you all to understand the structure, the form of a sentence. Once you reported a question, it's no longer a question, it is a sentence, okay? So this is number one, you have to keep it in mind. So we have to read something. There are two kinds of reported questions. First, WH questions. Second, yes, no questions, okay? The order of the subject and the verb is not the same in the reported questions. As I told you, there is a difference between reported questions.
Sorry, Mr.
Yes,
Qutayba,
and the
there is a
questions,
phone call.
Yes,
Yes, please. Hello? Hello? I can't hear you. Hello? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello? Who is it?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your
Good
name,
afternoon.
please? Your name? Yes, please, your name? Yes?
Noor.
Hello, Noor. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I hope
can
you are
ask a
fine.
question?
Yes, please.
Would you tell me the answer of exercise 3 in the activity book?
In the activity book, you have a question in the activity book. Yes, you
Yes.
are welcome, Noor, and we are ready to answer all your questions. What page, please?
It's exercise 3, page 20.
Page 20, exercise 3. Yes.
3.
Yes.
Yes, Ms. Najla is going to answer
Exercise
you, Noor.
3, page number 20 on the activity book. Yes. Complete the sentences with these words and the phrases. The words we have to use are enough, too much, too many, and more. So, the first sentence, there are too many cars in this city. There isn't space for them all. And here we have a gap. So, we have to put here enough because we are talking about there are many cars in the city center, so we have to have much more spaces for them. The spaces here or the places for parking the cars are not enough for the cars. So we understand that the number of the cars is higher than, okay, the space. Yes. Number 2, there is pollution in the city. We need to find a solution to this problem. So as you can imagine, the city is famous is famous for, yes, it is populated, crowded, and full of pollution. We have here too much. If we were talking about village, for example, it will be different. We are talking about a city, so we have to use too much. Number 3, people drive cars. It is bad for the environment. We know that it is bad for the environment when we have many or a high number of cars, and the number 3 is too many. Okay, too many people drive. Of course, we have to differentiate when to use too much or too many according to the subject or to the noun after, if it is countable or uncountable. With countable nouns, we always use too many, and with uncountable nouns, we use too much. Number 4, people should use bicycles. So to make the environment better, okay, we have to stop using so many cars and to use more bicycles. So number 4 is more.
Thank you very much, Ms. Najla.
Yes, I hope we
is it
understood
clear?
it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is it clear, dear Noor? Is it clear? Is it
Yes.
subject
Yes.
clear to
Thank
you
you.
that we use too many
Thank
with
you.
the countable nouns and too much with the uncountable nouns? You look at the sentences, the meaning of the sentences, too much pollution in the city. We need to find solution to this problem. Very nice. Is
We
it
are
clear?
going-
All
Yes.
all the answers clear for you?
Noor, we are going to talk about these words in details after a while, so follow us, please.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes, Mr. Qutayba.
Yes. We were talking about reported question, and when we say reported question, of course, we talked about the order of the subject or the structure of the sentence of the question should change into a sentence. So reported question, we can use the following verbs. So as we said about reported speech, we talk about told and said. Now we move to reported question and we talk about ask, wonder, or want to know. Okay, ask, wonder, want to know. Those verbs are used to report questions. For example, he asked if she was feeling all right. So he asked if she was feeling all right. Wonder, I wondered where he went. I wondered where he went. Want to know, she wanted to know when you arrived. So reported questions. Now we'll talk about reporting with using WH questions. This is not, I think. This is
Yes,
No,
that's right.
okay,
Well,
complete,
thank you
please,
very
yes.
much, Mr.
Thank you.
Qutayba,
Okay.
for clarifying and starting speed
Yes.
about the questions, the types
Yes.
of questions. Would you like to complete,
Yes,
Ms.
complete,
Najla?
please.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
So reported questions.
He started
now we have.
the idea. Okay.
Yes, we have to say about reporting WH questions. So, why are you laughing? He asked me, and notice that the object of the verb ask is optional. Why? So we keep the same question word. Why we keep it? I was laughing. So we have to apply all the changes in tenses. Okay, all the changes that we have applied before, we have to reapply it here. So he asked me why I was laughing. Okay. Now, second question we say, what are you going to do after school? She wanted to know what I was going to do after school. So, dear students, you have to notice the changes in the sentences, in the tenses. The same happened with the sentences are happening to the questions, but you should notice that we always have to change something, and especially the tense, sometimes the pronouns. So pay attention to this, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Qutayba. You have
Okay.
clarified things and gave useful sentences and examples to speak about the reported questions. Would you like to add something, Ms. Najla?
The same idea, yes. I would like to,
Go ahead.
yes, or only I would like to add something that when I report a WH question, we have here a question, are and you, so the order is verb, subject, because it is a question. When we turn it into reported speech or change it in the reported speech, it is affirmative now. It is a statement. It is not a question. So I order it in the different way. It is subject, then verb. The student should notice or should pay attention in the exam that after he did this question, that he must ask himself, did I change this sentence from question into affirmative or into statement? This is by making to construct or to make the order subject verb after Y, not verb subject. Okay.
So we change the order of the sentence.
Yes,
The
yes,
student
subject
bear in
verb
mind
should be
that he
tamam,
should
yes.
change the order of the sentence. The question has an order in which we put the verb first,
Yes.
or the modal verb
Then the
before the subject. But when reporting the sentence, when
Yes.
we have
Change
It
report,
is no
change
longer
it
a
to
question.
that statement. It's no longer a question.
Yes,
Is
no longer a question, and
so
we
we
don't
have the
have-
order, which is subject verb as usual, and we omit the question mark. Okay,
Yes.
don't write the question mark at the end of the sentence, please.
what should he write?
Full stop.
A full stop.
Yeah, full stop.
Thank
yes.
you very much. You have clarified
Now we are
it.
going to continue our talking about reported questions. Reporting yes or no question. What is the meaning of yes or no question? It is the question, they are the questions that when I want to answer, I use yes or no. Example, are you from Egypt? Yes, I am, or no, I am not. Okay? So these questions, I start the answer of them by using yes or no. They are different from the previous one, WH questions. For example, if I ask you, where do you live? So you are going to answer me using a clause or a statement. I live in Damascus. So again, we use subject, verb, and the complement, which may be in Damascus, for example, a prepositional phrase.
Yes.
Okay. Here we have the answer yes or no. For this reason,
Do
we
you live
call
in
it
Damascus? Well,
yes.
Well, the question is, do you live in Damascus?
Yes, I do, for
yeah.
example, or no, I don't. This is if someone asks me. So, reporting yes or no questions, we use ask, wanted to know, plus if or whether. So, after the verb of reporting, we use if or whether. Example, did you enjoy the class? So, if you have in the exam, for example, this sentence, did you enjoy the class? Okay, now, we have here the verb did, which refers to the past, simple past tense. Okay, I take the tense from it and then I omit it. I don't need it after that. You is the subject, enjoy is the zero form, of course, it is infinitive verb after did, and the class. Now, did you enjoy the class? Here, the tense of the sentence is simple past because we have did, and enjoy is in the zero form after did. Now, she asked me if or whether. You can choose one of them, but you have to write one of them. If I had enjoyed, as I told you, did is verb 2, or the second, the simple past of the verb. So we change from simple past into past perfect. Enjoy, I have to put it in past perfect. Had enjoyed the class. She wanted to know if or whether I had enjoyed the class. This is the typical writing of a reported speech.
Very nice. Thank you, Ms. The students, I'm sure that they are following.
I hope
so. I hope so. We have the sentence, did you enjoy the class? Well, you notice, as you said, in the simple past. So
Yes.
maybe the student asks himself, what about if the sentence in the simple present?
Yes.
Do you enjoy the class? If the question is, do you enjoy the class? How should we report? How should we
Yes,
change
we
it?
know the tense of the sentence from did or does or do. If it starts with do or does, so it is simple present. Anyway, I omit them. Do, does, or did. I omit them and take only the reference. What is the tense of the sentence? If it do you enjoy the class, it will be she asked me if I. Now simple past, simple present will be simple past. Yes, if I enjoyed the class. So here we have enjoy will be I will turn it into enjoyed. Okay. So she asked me if I enjoyed the class. Simple present into simple past.
Yes, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. Now, in the same, we have the reported. Speaking about the
some
reported.
examples about the reported speech, about the tenses. We have some examples to clarify the idea for our students. For example, I visit my friend on the weekend. This is present simple, of course. He said he visited his friend on the weekend. So we notice the change, as previously said, from simple present tense into simple past tense.
So simple present, simple past. We
Okay.
change. It's simple. We are in the simple, but
Yes.
not present. It's in the past. When we use said and told, we use the past.
Yes.
Okay.
One
We
step
always
back.
use the
Yes.
past.
One
So if
step
we have
back,
in the
yes.
simple, if we start the sentence, the statement is the simple, we are in the simple
course.
in the reported
Yes.
sentence, the speech, and the other.
This goes back to the period of time between the actual words and reported words. Okay, so everything is said now, in the future will be in the past. So this is why there's this time gap between the two tenses.
Right.
Let's move to another example. I'm writing a letter to my friend. As we noticed, it is simple or present continuous tense.
Yes, present continuous.
Yes, I'm writing a letter to my friend. She said she was writing a letter to her friend. So it is present continuous also changed into past continuous.
Sorry, Mr. Qutayba, for interrupting
Yes.
you. We have a phone call.
Yes.
Yes, please. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I can't hear you. Would you please speak up?
Hello.
Good afternoon. How are you?
How are you? I'm fine.
Very nice. Who is it? Yes. Your name, please.
Hussein.
Sorry.
Hussein.
You are
Hussein.
welcome. You are welcome, Hussein. Yes. Yes, please. What grade are you in?
I want to answer the exercise number 7 in page 21 in the activity book.
Page 21 in the activity book. What exercise, please? I couldn't hear
Number
you.
7.
7.
Number 7, page 21. Yes, Hussein?
Yes.
Yes, you are welcome. Follow us, please, and we are going to answer your question. Yes, please.
Yes, please. Mr. Hussein, how are you?
How are
Feeling
you?
fine? Okay.
I'm fine. Very
Okay,
fine.
so about number 7, exercise 7, page 21. Complete the postcard with a, the, some, any, all, or many. Okay, so those are words that we should put in the space to complete to give the whole paragraph a meaning. Okay, so it said, "Hi Jamal, I'm in Istanbul. I didn't realize what a huge place this is. Do you know how space people?" So people are countable, so we say how many people live in here. We can say in the city because we already know what we are talking about. Isn't that correct? In the city?
Yes.
Yes. So more than 12 million. It's noisy and busy, but very exciting. Today we sailed across the Bosphor. Okay, so this is a place which is very known. The Bosphor is famous
Yes.
to visit some islands.
It's proper now, maybe.
Yes, proper now, yes.
So we
Bosphorus,
use
yes,
them.
we use
Yes.
that. The other islands is to visit some islands. The Prince's Islands, they lie just outside the city because the city is already mentioned.
Repeated, yes.
Repeated, yes. It's quiet and peaceful there. There aren't any cars. So we'll talk about any later, but we have keep it in mind when we have a negative sentence, we use any to indicate that none. Okay, so there aren't any cars. It's an island. Okay, Hussein. So do we have cars in Ireland? No, I don't think
Are
so.
you with us, Hussein? Are you following? Are you listening to Mr. Qutayba?
No, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So there aren't any cars. All transport on the island is provided by horses and carts, so that they don't use cars. So all transport on the islands is provided by horses and carts. But now we are back and on our way to a restaurant. They don't mean the restaurant. They don't know any restaurant.
Specific one.
They
It's
are
not
hungry.
specific.
They
yes.
are hungry. They need to eat. So we are going on our way to a restaurant for dinner. Okay? Is clear, Hussein?
Is it clear, dear Hussein?
Okay.
Well, you are welcome.
You are
Thank
so
you.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Qutaiba.
Thank you very much.
Now we have a break. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome again, dear students, dear colleague, to our seminar for today, in which we are talking about Unit 3 and Unit 4 in the student's book as well as in the activity book. We were talking about the reported speech and the reported question, and then we will continue our session for today to complete what we have started before the break. We'll come back and let's complete what we were doing.
We just arrived to the tenses and we're taking examples, and we reached it for the past simple tense, as my dear colleagues as I said, that simple past changed into past perfect. This is so natural. When we talk about something in the past and when we report it, so it became past perfect again.
Yes.
So I visited my friend last week. He said he had visited his friend last weekend. Or we could say the weekend before. Can we say
Yes,
that?
yes.
Yes, we can say that the weekend before. Another example is she said, oh, I will visit my friend. This is future. I will visit my friend. And dear students, notice, any modal, and I'm not talking about will and the future, I'm not talking about can, will, any modal is
Has,
used,
will, yes.
we have to do it in the past. We have to give it one step back in tense, okay? So it doesn't matter. So, I will visit my friend, it will going to become, she said, she would visit her friend. This is about the changes that happened in the tenses and all the examples of the tenses and the grammatical changes that happened when we report something.
Thank you very much, colleagues, Mr. Qutaiba, Ms. Najla. You have clarified the things and give us useful information. Let's now do some exercise in order to clarify the matter more and to speak about and do the exercise to choose the correct tense in the brackets to help our students when they deal with the reported to choose the correct tense if they understood our previous talks. Would you please do, here we have a few examples. We have the verbs between brackets. The students should, when they read such sentences, they should choose the correct verb, as you know. Would you please start, Ms. Najla?
Yes. So now the question is, choose the correct tense in brackets. As we talked about, the changing is always from present into past. So when we have present, in present tense, we changed it. We talked that we have to change it into past. So dear students, you don't have anymore to choose the present tenses, okay? Because we changed them into past. He said he lives or lived in Damascus with his family. So here we have lives and lived. Lives in the present simple tense and lived in the past simple tense. We have to use always the past one, okay? Lived. Our teacher said the geography exam is not going or was not going to be difficult. As my colleague Mr. Qutaiba said, when we have here a model which is going to, okay, for future, we use it for future, we have to put it in the past always. So we have to choose was not going to be difficult. Yes, Mr. Qutayba.
Okay, so for another example, Alia told Tariq he could or can borrow her camera. Of course, as we said, after said or told, we cannot, and I repeat, we cannot use, or we shouldn't use any present tenses, okay? Present tenses, we should forget about them, use only the past tenses, no matter what. So Alia told Tariq he could borrow her camera. Rahim said he is going or was going to the library after school, and of course we have to use he was going to the library after school. So dear students, always notice after the reporting words we use only past tenses.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues, for doing this exercise. And let's move now to the other step. Well, I have a problem with the laptop, so
Yes,
well, it's okay. Let's move to speak
following.
about the quantities. You know
Yes.
that in Unit 3 and Unit 4 we have quantities to speak about: too many, too much, enough. We talk about all this, the all, the some, the any. So the students should know how to use each one of them and when to use them. Let's speak about them and clarify our points by introducing useful sentences for
Yes,
our
Mr.
students.
Okay.
Would you please?
Yes,
Yes.
of course. So for quantity, we have to use too much, too many. Okay, too much and too many are used for countable and uncountable nouns. Too many is used for the countable, and too much is used for the uncountable nouns. There are two, for example, there are too many cars. We can't say too much cars. We say too many cars in the street. This is an example. Second one, say there are too many parked vehicles. Okay, vehicles, it's plural. Okay, too many comes after it, plural words, plural nouns, and we can use too, and we have to use too many. We have to use, or sometimes we use too few. Okay, pay attention, dear students. Too few is not so used in English, but once you use it, you have to know when to use it. So we say there are too few lorries. So it is used also with what? With countable nouns. Okay, but to indicate fewer number, not too much of it, of something, but too few of anything. Too few people use bicycle or walk. Too few people use bicycle or walk. So too few people also indicates the number, the lack of number, or the fewer people who are using something. We can use too much. Okay, when you use too much is used when talk about uncountable nouns. Okay, uncountable. When we deal with uncountable nouns, we have to use too much. So for uncountable nouns, we use too much plus noun. There is too much pollution in the city. There is too much pollution in the cities these days. Of course, there is too much pollution, and we have to use bicycle, don't we? So too much rain will damage the crops. Too much rain. So we are talking about the rain. Is the rain countable? No, it is not. So we have to use what? Too much. So always we use too many with the countable and too much countable. And when we need to mean less quantity, we use too few with the countable nouns.
Thank you, Mr. Qutayba, but please let's clarify to our students the difference. Some students may ask about the countable. Sorry for the interruption.
Yes.
We have a phone call.
Yes, please.
Yes. Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Yes,
fine.
who's with me? Your name, please.
What?
Speak about your name. Tell me about yourself. Yes, please.
My name is Ammar.
Hello, Ammar. Hello, Ammar. You are welcome.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes, of course. You can ask any question. Yes.
I want to ask.
Yes.
I want to ask about
A topic, a grammar, an exercise. What do you? Is it clear? Are you following us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Now I can hear
want
you.
to ask about exercise number 4.
Exercise number 4, yes,
Page
please.
25.
Page 25. Exercise number 4, page 25.
There is no exercise number 4.
No. 21 maybe? 25, we don't have exercise 4.
On page 25,
activity book
activity or student
Both
book.
of them we don't have. In both of them.
Activity.
Activity,
No, even in the student we don't have 25.
maybe.
No, it's not. Maybe this one. Maybe page 26 maybe?
We have exercise number 1 and number 2 on page 25.
I think 17. We have only exercise number 5 and page number 17.
17,
have
are you sure?
26.
Well,
26.
we are going to answer your question. Thank you for calling. Please follow us. Are you sure? Well,
there's-
I think that he means page 26.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
please.
No, yes.
Now,
Yes,
sorry, we have a break. Let's meet after the break.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Hello and welcome back. Sorry for the interruption and welcome back after the break. We were trying to answer the phone call of a student to answer a question in our activity book on page 26, exercise number 4. Yes, Mr. Qutaiba, are you ready to
Yes, of
answer
course,
him?
of course, all the time. So complete the sentences with any, some, many, and all, or all. First sentence said, who ate all the biscuits? The bucket is empty. So we use, I will do it
Yes, why not?
immediately, okay,
Yes.
not to read it again. Who ate all the biscuits? The bucket is empty. Number 2, the wonderful tourist sites in Syria is the reason why many people come here. I haven't got any news about my exam results yet. We notice that the sentence is negative, so we use any. There is still some water left in the jug. Do you want any more? There is some people in Switzerland can speak Romansh, but not many. So some people, not many people. I often listen to music while I study, but not all the time. Hardly any plants are able to survive in the icy Antarctic. And we have to notice, these students, that hardly bears a negative meaning inside. So hardly is the same as you saying not or never, okay? And last one, not many people know that Sir Edmund Hillary, who first climbed Mount Everest, was born in New Zealand. Okay, so this is exercise number 4, page 26. Hope our dear student can follow
Thank
us.
you very much, Mr. Qutaiba. You have clarified and answered the questions. Mr. Qutaiba had talked about any, some, many, and all. Thank you, Mr. Qutaiba. We have another phone call. Our students,
So active today.
They are so active and they are following. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Who is it? Who is with me?
My name is Sarah.
Hello, Sarah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What grade are you in, Sarah?
I'm in grade 9.
Grade 9. How nice. It means that you are studying well and you speak English very well, right?
Thank you. Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
I want to ask you about exercise number 3.
Yes, exercise
page
number
25.
3. Page 25, exercise number 3. Of course, follow us please, and my colleagues are going to answer you. Thank you for calling, Sarah. And
Thank you.
Miss Najla is going to answer exercise.
I think
The same. I think they have another copy or another version of the book.
Maybe.
So I think
maybe.
it's number 3 on page 26.
Okay.
so. I will suggest that we explain the words, then we do the exercise. What do you think, Mr. Mahmoud?
What exercise, please?
Because now we
Sarah,
are
dear
going
Sarah?
to talk about more and enough and too many in details.
Well,
Okay.
I noticed that
And
in
the article also.
that's right. But on page 25,
don't
we
have
have
number 3.
reported.
we don't
We
have
have
don't have
reported.
number 3. Are you
Yes.
sure number 3? Would you like us to answer you about
Maybe
the
the
reported?
version is
speak
different.
about reported.
The version is different.
Number 2. Is it number 2, Sarah? Okay. Well, let's do it. Let's do it and answer because we were speaking about the reported and exercise number 1 and 2 are on pages
to do
25.
Yes.
Let's do this exercise,
Yes.
and then if we have time, then we will do all the exercise in the book.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, please.
Yes. Exercise number 2.
Yes, exercise,
Page number 25.
Yes.
Write the dialogue in reported speech. So we have here the direct speech. We have to change it into reported speech. Amal, my brother is studying at the University of Damascus. Amal said her brother was studying at the University of Damascus. As we talked about, that we changed the subject into or the my into her, and is studying present continuous. We changed it into past continuous. Now Samia to Amal. Why cousins live in Damascus? They have a nice house with a beautiful gardens. I want to visit them soon with parents.
With my parents,
Yes,
right.
with
Here
my
we have
parents.
3 sentences, 3 actual
Yes,
words.
we have 3 parts here.
Yes, 3 parts.
Yes. Sarah told Amal that her cousins lived in Damascus because we have my changed in her because Samia is female, and the word or the verb live is in simple present. We changed it into simple past as we talked before. She said the following one: they have a nice house with a beautiful garden. So they stays as it is.
Don't change
So
it, yes.
we don't change it. She said that they, but the verb here in simple present have, it will be had. So they had a nice house with a beautiful garden. The third one, she said that I want to visit them soon with my parents. So the speaker is female. She wanted to visit them soon with her parents. Okay, so my change it please into her. Okay, this is the first group. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank
Mr.
you very
Qutaiba?
much. Ms. Qutaiba, you would like to complete?
So
Yes, please.
Amal said, it sounds great, Samia. Omar really enjoys living in Damascus. He's studying medicine. He wants to be a general surgeon. So Amal told Samia, it sounded great, Samia. So we have it, we don't change the it, and sounds goes back to simple past, called sounded great, Samia. And second sentence, she said, or Amal said, she said, Omar, we stay with Omar, we stick with Omar. Omar really enjoyed living in Damascus. So he enjoyed living in Damascus. Number 6, he's studying medicine came, she said he was studying medicine. He was. So he is studying changed into he was studying medicine. Last sentence, he wants to be a general surgeon become she said he wanted to be a general surgeon. Okay, he wanted to be a general surgeon.
Yes. Now the last sentence, Samia, Damascus is a good place to study medicine. I want to study at the University of Damascus too. Samia told that Amal, yes, that Damascus we have here is. We have to change it into was. Damascus was a good place to study medicine. She wants to study at the University of Damascus too. So I, here, the pronoun I, please change it into she. Okay? Thank you very much for calling us.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms.
You are so
Prima.
welcome.
Thank
You
you,
are so
Ms.
welcome.
Najla.
Welcome.
Is it clear? Yes,
I
I
hope it is clear
Is
now.
it clear that we changed into reported? We have another phone call,
You are
dear
so welcome.
colleagues. Yes. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. Who is it with me?
I'm Alisar.
Hello, Alisar. How are you?
I'm fine.
What grade are you in, Alisar?
I'm in grade 9.
Very nice. Have you followed our session? Speak about the reported speech and reported questions and
Yes.
the quantitative. Yes. Good.
Yes.
Do you have a question?
Yes, I want to ask you about exercise number 1, page 21.
Well, we are exercise number 1, page 21.
Yes.
Well, you are welcome, and my colleagues are going to answer you soon.
Yes.
Follow us,
you.
please.
Thank
We
you.
don't have
Yes.
exercise one.
Exercise,
four.
we don't have maybe...
Maybe number
four.
4, because the first
number 4,
exercise
it is the
number
first
4.
exercise, yes, in page number 21, she said, yes?
Yes.
Okay, dear student,
I will go back to
exercise,
page number.
maybe there's a mistake or we have
Different
misheard,
versions.
maybe or different versions,
Different
or we have
versions of the same
misheard here.
Okay.
So
number
exercise,
4.
write the words for the places in a city where you can. So we
Yeah.
have here to name the place, okay, to give it a name.
Yes.
Study for a degree. What is the place where you go to have a degree, an academic degree?
Where do you
okay?
go when
Where
you want
do
to study for a degree?
So number
Yes.
1 is university.
Yes.
University. Yes. Number 2, to buy petrol. If you have a car, okay, and you want to buy some petrol.
Well,
so
I hope that in the future,
Yes.
all the
All
students
of
and
us.
everybody
Yes,
yes,
I hope
will have
that too.
cars.
Yes. So to buy petrol, you go to the petrol or to gas station, okay? To petrol
Yes.
station or gas station. If you want to borrow books to read, okay? If you want to read a
Okay.
book and you don't have this book, you go to the library. You get
Yes.
this book from a library. Is it clear?
Yes.
Number 4, see important and valuable objects from the past. If you want to see something from related to the past, okay?
Yes.
Historical things, okay? Ancient things.
Okay.
You go to the museum. Number 5, if you want to
Yes.
get some money, you go to the bank, of course.
Or to your father. Or you can go to your father.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
To see a play. Here, play is a noun, of course. Play here is a noun. It is not a verb. If you want to see, to watch a play, so you go to the theater. You buy tickets and go to the theater.
Okay.
Number 7, to do sport. If you want to play to do exercises or sport, you go to the gym, for example. You have many choices. Number 8, be treated if you are ill. If you feel bad, okay, if you are ill, sick, and you want to be treated, to see doctors, nurses, okay, so you go to the hospital. Is it clear now?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yes.
calling.
Thank
Yes.
you.
You are
Thank you.
welcome. You are welcome. I hope that you get all the information that you need. Thank you very much for following us. Thank you, Ms. Najla.
Welcome.
Yes, would
You
you
are
please
welcome.
complete what we were talking about?
Yes.
About quantities,
Yes.
more and
More
enough.
than enough. Yes,
More
please,
and
Mr.
enough,
please.
yes, we use more or enough before the noun to describe a quantity or number. Okay, so these are used before numbers, not before verbs, for example, just before names. We need more roads. When the number of the roads is not enough, so we use more. There are some roads, but they are not enough, so we need more of them. In the future, more cars mean more traffic jams. So we have here an increase. If we have an increase in the number of cars, we have increasing also traffic jams. We haven't got enough roads. It is the same meaning or similar meaning to the first sentence, that we have roads but they are not enough for us. Okay? To and enough also use to plus adjective or not plus adjective plus enough to describe nouns. So they their function is similar to the function of the adjective. The pavements are too narrow. Narrow here in an adjective of the pavement. Okay, so we put to before the adjective. They aren't wide enough. They aren't wide enough. So they are wide, but we have or we need.
Both sentences share the same meaning.
Yes, they are
but
similar.
We have two different ways of expressing the ideas.
Yes, that's
So
right.
Share the meaning.
Yes,
same
they
meaning.
have similar meanings. The buildings are too dark, or here too means very dark. Okay, they aren't bright enough. Okay, they aren't lighted enough.
Thank you. We will go back to this idea. I like it.
Yes.
But first we have a phone call.
Yes, please.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I can't hear you. Would you please speak up?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. What's your name, please?
I'm Katrine.
Hello, Catherine. How are you?
I'm good. How
Are you grade 9?
Yes.
Well, you are welcome. I hope that you were following us. We were speaking about the reported speech. Are you following the session? Are you following the seminar?
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
No.
Well, I'm trying to speak up. Yes, please. Have you got a question?
Yes, I do.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
On activity book.
Activity book,
Yes.
page
Page 19.
19.
Yes.
Okay. Well, on page 19, there is a paragraph.
Paragraph, yes.
Uh,
Maybe she has
have
some
you got,
specific question about
A
it.
specific question about the paragraph.
Yes, they said write a fact file.
Fact file, yes.
What,
Paragraph
does
to
that
write a
mean?
fact file, yes, about tourist site in Syria. Is your question about the fact file?
Yes, what does it mean?
Well, yes, to speak about, to write about fact file,
Yes.
you know that we have many skills in Unit 3 and Unit 4, and one of them is writing. The student is supposed to write a paragraph. Would you please, Mr. Qutayba, clarify to Catherine what does it mean, or how to write it?
Yes, of course. Catherine, the writing skill is to know how to write something and or how to describe something. So when you write a fact file, you have to mention facts, places, dates, population maybe. It's something statistically right, something can rely on. When I read about the fact file, I can know the facts and I can build my visit to your country according to your essay.
So real things.
Yes,
To
yes.
speak about
yes.
real
Fact
things,
files.
which are really
Yes.
exist. They
Exactly.
are existed,
So
and we
it's an
speak
essay.
about them.
It's an essay about writing your own facts about some place.
Realistic, yes.
Yes.
Realistic.
And it should be reliable. I could rely on them. So in
Reliable.
this fact file, they have noted. You have been noted that they are talking about opening times, location, facilities, prices. So all the facts that can I, as a tourist, rely on your topic to visit your country. Which country did you come from, Catherine? Which city
I'm
did
from
you come from?
Damascus.
Sorry, we can't hear
From
you.
Damascus.
Damascus. You
yes.
live in Damascus. So Damascus is full of facts and full of life. Okay?
Yes.
So writing about Damascus is, I think, one of the easiest things to write about. Damascus is the capital of the world.
Yes.
and will still capital of the word.
Yes. In this, I'd like to add, Catherine, that in this page, the National Museum, you know that the National Museum you have where to go, when, the direction. Where is it? Where is the National Museum? Highlight about things
Choose a place.
existed.
Choose a place.
It's a place. So here in this page that you were asking about, it speaks about the National Museum, but when you are asked to write a fact file about a tourist place in your city, you can choose any place.
Hamidi, Souk Hamidi,
Any
for
place,
example,
yes.
Zoo, National
And to
Museum.
speak about it, but write real things
Yes.
about the place, the direction, opening times, the fees, everything which are
You
real.
have to give correct information so
Yes.
other people know
The right information
real
to know where they are
situation.
going.
Yes.
Is it clear, Catherine? Is our explanation clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Thank
I
you.
have to write a specific thing about my countryside, like talking about the Hamidiyya, the souk.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
may-
Souk,
yes,
yes.
you can.
Souk, yes, you may
You
write
have
about
many important
a
things
lot
to
of
write about.
tourists, many tourists, too many tourists actually came to Souk al-Hamidi in Syria. It is world famous place. So you can write about Souk Hamidi, you can write about the historical background of Souk al-Hamidi. It's also considered the facts when it is opened, the prices, the fees,
Yes.
how the hustle in the markets, the street markets are wonderful. You are lucky to be born and lived in Damascus. Damascus is amazing.
Yes,
Thank you.
that's right.
so welcome.
Well, you know, dear Catherine, that Unit 3 and Unit 4 talks about places and cities in the world, as well as it has a link about Syria, right?
Yes.
So it has a link about Syria, which
It is
talks
very
about
useful
many
and interesting.
very useful and interesting, and tourists like to come to Syria because of its beautiful and wonderful places. So choose any place, not only in Damascus, any place in Syria. Write a fact file about it, and I know that tourists will come, will enjoy visiting
Yes,
it.
us, yes.
Is it clear now what it means, the fact file? Catherine, I'm talking to you. Is it clear, dear? Well, I hope that we clarify the
Yes.
matter for her. Well,
Thank you a lot.
and back to
Yes.
our two and enough, right?
We
We're
Some
talking
now.
about,
Yes.
sorry, some.
I'm going to write about the Hamidiyya.
Okay,
Hello,
okay,
yes,
okay.
write
She
about
insists
it.
on it,
Yes,
yes.
you are
It's
welcome.
nice, it's nice.
It's very,
Very
nice.
nice.
It is also commercial and connected to Umayyad Mosque. It is a very
Yes.
religious and holy place. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. Good luck.
So we continue talking about some.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So
Yes,
we use some
please.
to talk about unspecified quantities. For example, when you have some apples, I don't have too much. Some, okay?
Some.
Yes, some, okay?
So unspecified.
Yeah,
We don't know the
unspecified.
number.
Yes, we don't know.
Are they two apples?
No.
Three
no,
apples?
No, we don't know.
It is not
We don't know.
Unspecified quantities, we use some. For example, there are some very interesting places to visit just outside the city. Very interesting places. Some very interesting places to visit. So they are not too much. No, I don't know. There are some. So the unspecified quantities. Let's go into the countryside for some fresh air. So we have to notice here that we used some with the countable and with the uncountable. This is very important note about the sum. We can use some to identify nouns in the countable nouns and uncountable nouns.
Yes.
Okay, so it's important for you to notice.
Thank you,
Okay?
Mr. Qutayba.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yes, Ms. Najla?
Now we are going to talk about any, okay? And we use any to ask or talk about the quantities also. Example, have you got any ideas about things to do? Okay, here we have any as a question. In a sentence is a question. And it comes before the countable nouns, okay? Ideas and restaurants. For example, restaurants is a countable noun. This is an example of the first one. Have you got any ideas? An example of how to use any in questions. As you can see, my dear students, we have a question mark at the end of the sentence. Now, also any we can use it in the negative sentences. There aren't any restaurants in this part of the city. Any came before the word restaurant, countable nouns, okay, countable noun, and it is, as you can see, aren't before it. It means that this sentence is negative, okay?
Thank you. It means that we use the any with the negative and
Yes.
the question
Yes.
in order to describe the nouns. We use some with the statement, the affirmative sentence. Is it that? That's
Of course,
it.
of course.
Yes. Would you like to complete?
Yes,
Mr.
I will
Qutayba?
continue it with all. Okay, so use all to include every example of the subject, every detail, everything about the subject, all the houses, all the people. Okay, so we talk about all. Not any one of them is excluded. Okay, all of them. So, for example, all the houses in the street were built more than 300 years ago. So all the houses, not one, not all of them. All cities have networks of streets. Of course, all cities have networks of streets. Otherwise, it will not be a city.
Yes.
of course.
Who ate all the biscuits? The bucket is empty. And we consider that all is... who ate all the biscuits, he must be very hungry, so the bucket is empty.
Very
the
nice
bucket is
sentence,
empty
right?
now. Yes.
Now many, which we use with countable nouns, okay? Use many to talk about a large but unspecified number of things, okay? So it is large quantity but unspecified. We don't know exactly how many members or things we have. Many people moved to the cities from the countryside to work. So people move from cities to countryside. Countryside means the surrounding
surrounding.
areas. Yes, villages, for example.
Suburbs.
Yes, suburbs. Many people move to the city. Here, many people. Syria has many wonderful places to visit. Also, we have many. It is not specified places. We didn't mention any number. Yes. The following one.
Thank you very much. Now we
Welcome.
speak about the articles.
Articles,
the
yes, it is
definite
very
articles.
important,
Yes,
yes.
very important. I hope we have time to cover the articles. Where always students ask about the use of the,
Yes.
a, and an.
Yes.
When do you use with the singular or plural nouns? So yes, please, Ms. Najla.
Okay. The, a, and an. Use a plural noun without the for talking about the things in general. So we put nothing, it means, okay? We use the plural noun with nothing before it. We don't use anything for
We
talking
talk- we
about
talk
things
general.
in general. In
Yes,
general
things in
talking,
general.
yes.
Yes.
Children like visiting zoos. Why? So children, we don't put before it the, because we are talking here about children in general, all children. Action films are interesting. So it is common or
Yes,
familiar
right.
that action films
right.
are interesting. Video games attract most children. Here, video games attract most children, or
That's right.
yes, large number of children.
Thank you very much, Ms. Najla. Would you
Yes.
please complete with it? With
Yes.
the final, yes.
Yes.
Slide.
So you use the for regions. Okay. So now we are talking about the using of the.
The
okay?
uses, yes.
The use of the for regions. Aleppo is in the north of Syria, so it is before the north, and we say the.
The four directions.
Yes, of course. Use the second time you mention something. So if we mention something and we repeat it again, we have to use the. Okay. So because it is now known. Okay. So and a for the first time you mentioned. So I visited a city, the city is nice. Okay, so I visited a city, the city is nice. Palmyra is a city in Syria, the city is famous for its ancient ruins. Now talking about a, the use of a for one of many possible examples. When I have many possible examples, Ali is a student in my class. I bought a car. So I have many examples, and we use a for choosing that. I use one of those examples. I think this is
Thank you
really
very
it.
much. Thank you very much, Mr. Qutayba.
Yes, you're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
You are welcome, Ms.
Yes,
Umayma.
and thank you very much, dear colleagues, dear students who were following us. I hope that we give you useful information. Thank you and goodbye.
Till we meet again, thank you very much.
Thank you and goodbye.